I am, I have been power of communication and the impact. Our children are watching us and they're listening, and they need to see positive examples. And if you believe that you have a voice, that you have a story, that I read something that really grabbed me. It said, write a book worth reading or live a life worth writing about. Let me repeat that again. Write a book worth reading. Her book is now #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. Or live a life. I train speakers and I teach them that the best speakers make the fewest words go the farthest. The best speakers make the fewest words go the farthest. Something that I've considered a masterpiece that you just could not take exception to, and you just had to sit with some of those quotes in there and just take it in for a minute. You just couldn't digest this because it was potent. You did a little chaser with it. It was potent. If you believe that that's important, because believe me, we have so many young people who have it like that, and we don't get a chance to see them. We don't. She is not the exception. Okay, there are many, but unfortunately, the media don't focus on them, and that's why I'm so grateful. I want to share something with you that I want you to write down. The best speakers make the fewest words go the farthest. She clearly did that. The best speakers make the fewest words go the farthest. To be or not to be, that is the question. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. That when you are able to communicate and be selective of the words that you use, that will be deep and penetrating, and people have to marinate with it and meditate on it for a minute. That speaks for itself. Here's something else. She didn't just speak the words. I want you to keep this in mind about great communicators, people that I'm training. My classes have been filling up and running over. People now see what I've been talking about, the power of communication, that she experienced them. You know that these were not just words that she was sprouting out, that this was who she is. And we felt that in every word that she delivered. And that's very important. It was not just a reciting something that she wrote, but identifying with and being at one and congruent with the words that she spoke. And that's why we felt it. That's why we felt it, not just in terms of hearing it, but we heard it in our ears and in our hearts. And so it's one thing to recite words, but there's something else to experience the word. The other thing is that where there was limited television viewing, that's major. There are algorithms on computers and television that's literally programming all of us, and particularly our young people, and warping and corrupting their thinking and their vision of themselves. And so I want to ask you, what is it you want to do with your life? The air feels better. Don't you feel lighter? I didn't get up this morning and ask what happened today. I think I'm going through withdrawals, PTSD. I don't know. But let me share this with you. Maximize this moment. Yes. Just think about this. I see this as a God moment. a God moment to look at yourself, at your goals, at your dreams, look at our children, look into the future, look behind and thank God, look around and praise God, look ahead and follow God, go within and seek God. And at this point in time, this is a time to take charge of your mind, number one, of putting positive things in your mind on a daily basis. I want you to go to hungrytospeak.com. We got some motivational messages there for you to watch and to listen to on a regular basis. And for those of you that would like to be coached and trained by me to teach you how to use your voice, and now more than ever. Why? Well, number one, there's no such thing as job security. And your ability to communicate, it's your superpower. It's your superpower, your ability to communicate. There's no way that I would have been able to be successful in television and radio and becoming a state legislator in Columbus, Ohio, or doing what I'm doing now, speaking nationally and globally around the world virtually. I don't travel anymore. Don't want to do that. Homie don't want to do that. And neither does Tyrone. But that's another conversation. But this is a time in the attention economy. Listen to me. In the attention economy, in order to call attention to yourself and hold the attention and to motivate and inspire and direct the attention, your ability to communicate is your superpower. Warren Buffett said, not being able to communicate is like being in a dark room with a woman and wink. He says, nothing happens. Nothing happens. And so this is a time in order to advance your career in corporations. They're saying that your ability to communicate, your communication power, your presentation power is more important than your technical skills, because you got to work with people. You got to be able to communicate ideas and concepts and get things done and create an environment of people being together, even though they are far apart. And the people who can communicate in this world, in this new world order, in this environment, are the people that are going to win, are the people that are going to dominate their market, are the people that are going to be the effective leaders. A communication, it's your superpower. Invest in yourself. Put in the time and the effort to learn. And when Warren Buffett graduated from Harvard University, the first thing he did was he took a communications course. And so when I think about my life, there's no way that I could have accomplished what I've accomplished in millions of lives that I've been able to touch had I not been willing to invest in myself to develop my communication skills. When I had Mr. Leroy Washington at Booker T. Washington High School in Overtown in Miami, who said, young man, once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. And I don't say this to impress you, but to impress upon you. If you're ready to take your life to the next level, if you want to have a competitive advantage in pursuing your goals and your dreams, allow me to coach you on how to do that. And we will share with you. We had a class the other day, and I mean to tell you, people would just say, oh my God, I had no idea. See, in order to be successful, one of the things that's important is being around the right people, being in a community of people that have experience, that have a track record, that's known, because that association brings credibility and respect. And so this is a time that you want seasoned, experienced, trained eyes looking at you and helping you to connect with your power voice, helping you to begin to develop the greatness that you have within you, helping you to begin to manifest the potential and to bring out the greatness that you have lying dormant in you right now, to develop new relationships, to build national and global networks of people who believe in you, who trust you. Today in business, people look at you, they're asking 3 questions. Who are you? What do you have? And why should I care? And your ability to communicate that is major. That determines whether or not you're able to negotiate well, or make a point, or influence people, or make a sale, or build an organization. Communication power. If you believe that that's important, and if you'd like to improve your communication skills, and there are a lot of people, they don't know what they don't know, and they think they know. There's certain nuances, there's certain strategies in communication that when you learn them, and through practice and through coaching, it changes your revenue, it impacts your bottom line. It will empower your advancing in your career. The things that I've been able to do, my kids that are standing behind me, they know the value of effective communication skills. You know, one of the most difficult things to do is work with your children and get them to see what you see, but they know, and they're very successful in what they do. And so as you look at yourself, look at your goals, and look at your dreams, this is the time. It's a brand new day. We really should be going all in, going all out, not sitting back waiting to look for things to change. No, be a part of the change. Become the architects of our own future, not having any fear of anyone, but moving forth, being of good courage, and designing the life that you want rather than the life that you have been handed. Whatever your goal, whatever your dreams are, I'll show you how you can use your voice to advance yourself, how you can use your voice to overcome the obstacles, how you can use your voice or any barriers that's in front of you, how you can use your voice to create a life that you can be proud of, that your future self will say, thank you so much for making that decision. I am so excited. I'm looking forward to working with you. It's confirmation of the power of communication. Our book went to #1 on New York Times bestseller list, and people around the world are still talking about who spoke, and people listened and felt it and responded and were in awe. People said, you know what? I want to do it like that, and we can help you do that. If you're ready to take your communication skills, your speaking skills, your presentation skills to the next level, to increase your knowledge, to increase your approach in your market, to dominate your market, if you're ready, your voice plays a major part of that. Your voice is your superpower. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. Thou shalt decree a thing that shall be established unto you. Death and life is in the tongue. This is your time. This is your time. This is a breakthrough moment. Don't sleep this. Don't sleep this moment. Move with a sense of urgency. Don't sleep this moment. It's a brand new day. A brand new day. And I'm looking forward to working with you. You have something special. You have greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. It's been a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege.
I remember a friend of mine that was incarcerated, and for years she had thrown her life away in alcohol and to drugs. And I said, what was the moment that you turned your life around? She's been sober now for 21 years. And she said one day she was cleaning the toilet of the warden of the prison. And she said while she's cleaning the toilet and she flushed the toilet, she said it was like an aha moment. that she said to herself, if I stop doing drugs, I'll never have to clean a warden's toilet again. Isn't that interesting? Well, that was like an awakening for her. And from that time to this time, she never touched a glass of alcohol. From that time to this time, she stopped using drugs. From that time to this time, she stopped associating with her friends who were still into drugs. And many to this day, those that are not in jail or those that are not dead yet, that moment, all of us have moments in our lives when it's a wake-up moment. I remember I was 10 years old and working with my mother, and she was on Miami Beach and working for families, wealthy families, and cooking for them. And we ate the food left over from these families that she cooked for. They were kind and generous people. They would say, Mamie, whatever food is left over, you can pack it up and take it home to those children that you have adopted. And I remember looking around these big, beautiful homes, and I said, Mama, and she said, Leslie, what is it? I said, one day, I'm gonna buy you a big, beautiful home, just like this. Now, where did that come from? Now, I have a twin brother, and I think that what happened for me that did not happen for my brother, the part of the mansion that he worked in, he didn't have exposure to something that I had. The owner of this home, this wealthy man, he was playing motivational messages every day. I had to keep his office clean and the ashtrays clean of his cigars, and I had to vacuum and dust the bookshelf. But while I was doing that, I was listening to these messages. We become what we think about, by Earl Nightingale. All of us are self-made, but only the successful will admit it. Always strive to get on top in life, because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. I did not know at the time that my mind was being programmed. See, if you look at yourself and look at your goals and look at your dreams, here's what I know. You have to really program your mind for success. You have to program it deliberately because of that exposure. My brother didn't get that. He was in another part of the house. But because of that exposure, it did something for me. It changed my mental blueprint. And I can say to you, that as you take the time every day, if you didn't do anything but 1 hour a day, listen to things to build your spirit up. Listen to things to fortify your faith. Listen to things that will cause your mind to grow and to expand. I can tell you, based upon my own experience, there are things that you can do that you don't even realize.
As you are such a powerful speaker, you spoke about powerful speaking. How did you become such a powerful speaker yourself?
Well, people say that I'm a powerful speaker. I think I'm a much more effective speech coach. But I study. I believe that as you look at yourself and you have the sacred opportunity to speak to audiences, to inspire them, because at the end of the day, when we speak to an audience, there are three things that we want to accomplish. We want to change their collective thinking, that's number one, and how they see themselves and the story they believe about themselves. The second thing is that our goal is to not only change their thinking, but to broaden and to expand their vision of what's possible in their lives. And the third thing is to inspire them to become, as Mother Teresa would say, to become a pencil in the hand of God and start writing a new chapter in their lives. And so I think that what people admire me for, and why I received the highest award from the National Speakers Association and Toastmasters International Golden Gavel Award, and was selected among the top 5 speakers in the world. I think what they admire me for is the impact that I've made with audiences, achieving the objectives that I just talked about. Because when people hear you speak, the golden objective is for them to leave there feeling better about themselves and talking about the experience that you created for them to get that vision of themselves. Oliver Wendell Holmes said that once a man or woman's mind has been expanded with an idea, concept, or experience, it can never be satisfied to going back to where it was. And my goal is to, when I speak to an audience, is never allow them to be comfortable with living a life of mediocrity and being comfortable of being average. With people who are living a level of being average, those individuals are going through life doing the things that they feel that they need to do. But when you're an entrepreneur, you're living from a place of responsibility. You go through life doing the things that you are called to do, that you see yourself answering the calling on your life, doing those things that create value for people, that will make a difference in people, and that will leave a legacy.
How many of you, since you've been here, you have gotten some value that will impact your life personally and your bottom line? Raise your hands, please. That's what it means. It consists of the wills and the will nots. In order to be successful, you must be willing to do the things today. Invest in yourself, get some coaching. In order to be successful, you must be willing to do the things today. Develop strategic relationships with people that you can learn from, that others won't do. In order to have the things tomorrow, others won't have. You're investing in yourself. You're coming here, flying here, driving here. You're taking the time to learn new strategies and how you can offset the competition. Makes you different. You're uncommon. One great American said, "I choose not to be a common man. It's my right to be uncommon if I can. I seek opportunity, not security. I do not wish to be a kept citizen, humbled and dulled by having the state look after me. I want to take the calculated risk, to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. I refuse to live from hand to mouth. I prefer the challenges of life to the guaranteed existence, the thrill of fulfillment to the still calm of utopia. I will never cower before a master, nor bend to any threat. It's my heritage to stand erect, proud and unafraid, to face the world boldly and say, this I have done." That's why you became an entrepreneur. That's why you're here. You have the boldest and uncommon desire to control your own destiny. Give yourselves a round of applause. Come on, bring it in.
How do you get ready for an important speech?
Well, one of the things that I teach in terms of preparation for a speech is find as much about the audience as possible. Who are you going to speak to? Do what I call communications intelligence. You want to get all the information about that organization, the mindset of the audience, what are the goals and objectives they want to achieve. We have a needs assessment that we will provide for you. What is it that these entrepreneurs are looking for? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? What do they bring to the table of business? How do they see themselves locally and globally in the scheme of things? What is it at the end of that presentation that you want people to walk away from? And then what I do is craft a message. And in the embodiment of that message, in that presentation, in that workshop, the things that will allow them to achieve those objectives. If it's to improve their skill set, if it's to expand their attitude and their vision of themselves and what's possible for them, if it's to challenge them and to inspire them to take their lives to the next level. Those will be the things that we will emphasize in that presentation, that as a result of them being exposed to that experience and the information and all of the things that I've learned over the years of doing this, that they leave there with something of value that they can sink their teeth into, that they can go and start applying it in their lives and in their businesses.
When did you know what your mission was?
You know, Irvin, I knew what my mission was when I was talking to a friend and he said, "Thank you. Thank you so much." And it was a heartfelt thank you. And I said, "What's going on?" And he said, "Man, I was about to do something stupid. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. And you made me laugh." He said, "You are so crazy, man. You made me, I was furious." And come to find out, he found out that his wife was cheating on him. And he said that he was not going to experience that pain by himself. He's going to kill her. He's going to kill her lover. and he was going to kill himself. And he heard my voice, and he said, "Thank you. Thank you so much." And we both cried. I knew that God used me in a special way. I believe that we all have a calling. Everybody can't hear me. There's some of you that hear me in your ears, but there's some of you who can hear me in your heart. There's some of you who just know, I'm supposed to do this. People have complimented you on you. You've always helped people, and you're always looking and for opportunities to give people advice and to share with them the experiences you've gone through and say, "Hey, you got this. You're stronger than this. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world." See, God ain't dead. God is in the midst of all this stuff. All this stuff. And there's something in you. All things work together for good, for those who love God, for those who are called according to his purpose. There's something in you. Come on now. There's a calling in you. Can you tell I feel real good? Now you wonder, what he got in there? Is that what's in here? I'm going to tell you what. Just keep this under your hat. I have a friend. I'm not going to tell you her name is Madeline Haddock. She fixed some special cookies for me. Some special cookies with THC. She said, "You take this, you gonna get a good night's sleep. Do you hear me?" She did not lie. I don't know. I had to break them up because the first time I ate a whole one all by myself, then I saw myself on a merry-go-round and all these different colors and everything. I said, "What's going on up in here? Up in here?" I wasn't at Disneyland. I was in my room. So I'm saying, don't do the whole thing. Don't do the whole thing. You're not used to this kind of stuff here. Just do half of it. I don't know what she put in there, but it's so good. Let me tell So what I do, I space it out. I start at 9 o'clock. I eat half at 9 o'clock. And then around 10 o'clock, my Alexa alerts me. And then I do the other half. And then I go to bed and I wake up the next morning, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and crazy. Because when you get a good night's sleep, there's nothing like a good night's sleep. Do you hear me? I could hurt somebody if I don't get a good night's sleep. There's nothing like a good night's sleep. I'm telling you. I ain't making this up. I'm telling you. I said, you know what? We need to package this baby. You know, Les Brown's Get a Good Night's Sleep formula. Cookies that help you sleep through the night and wake up giving motivational messages. Yes, I can. Yes, I will.
Hello, my name is Les Brown, and I'd like to talk to you about 7 steps to control your financial destiny. I want you to take the time to listen, and I encourage you to listen to it again and again and again, because sometimes when you hear something at a different time, your life is in a different space, and you hear some things that you did not hear the first time, like going to see a movie that you've seen before. There's some things that you'll see, you say, whoa, I didn't see that first time. So the same thing in expanding your consciousness and beginning to elevate the quality of your thinking. It's a process that you must review on a regular basis. That faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing. But by your working and training your mind to serve you, you will accelerate the possibility of creating wealth in your life. And so controlling your financial destiny, the first step, which is major, that I talk about all the time, yes, and you know what it is, a mindset, a millionaire mindset. That takes a process. I encourage you to think about how much money you want to create. That's number one. Number two, what are you going to do with it? What's the purpose of it? Why is it that that's important to you? The other thing is writing it down and understanding that you must bring some value. What is it that you have? What is it that you're going to exchange in the marketplace in order to do that? I remember something I heard by Jim Rohn said, you don't get paid by the hour, you get paid for the value you bring to the hour. So you have to train your mind to serve you. Dr. Carter G. Woodson said, if you can determine what a man shall think, you never have to concern yourself with what he will do. He said, if you can make a man feel inferior, you never have to compel him to seek an inferior status, for he will seek it himself. And if you can make a man feel justly an outcast, never have to order him to go to the back door. He'll go without being told. And if there's no door, his very nature will demand one. And so engaging in this process of training your mind. Well, how do I do that, Les? One of the things I encourage you to do that I did for years and still do today, train yourself to read 30 to 40 pages of something positive every day to train your thinking. See, we can't control the thoughts that come in our minds, but we can control the thoughts that we dwell on. By reading 30 to 40 pages of something positive every day, you're saturating your mind and you're overpowering the negative thoughts that psychologists say that we think over 87 to 90% of our negative thoughts every day that goes undetected by our conscious mind. So that's the value of reading something positive every day and listening to something every day that's positive that will train your thinking. Now, the next thing, not only is the mindset as important, but information. 2007, Time magazine said the computer is the person of the year. And people were puzzled by that. Why? Because for the first time in the history of the world, everyday people have access to information that wealthy people have. And that really makes a difference. There's a slogan I hear with some radio stations that said that information is power. No, information that is applied in your life, that's power. And so you now have access to information that can help you to build and design the kind of life that you want, that you can learn anything that you so desire. You could just Google it, and there it is, available at your fingertips. The next thing is a network. The man who's still around today that I love is Dennis Kimbrough. He said, if you're the smartest one in your group, you need to get a new group. In order to create wealth and control your financial destiny, it's important that you have a network of friends that you can learn from, that you can grow from, friends that can help you to begin to access parts of yourself that you don't know right now, friends who have contacts and relationships and resources that you don't have, people that you can learn from, that you can grow from. You want to develop a network of friends. My mother used to say, if you run around with 9 broke people, I guarantee you, you'll become number 10. So you want friends that have more than you, people that will challenge you, that will bring some value into your life. The next thing, not only a network of friends that's important, but dedication. See, if you are casual about your goals and dreams, it will never happen. You have to dedicate yourself. How you spend your time tells me who you are. See, there's a difference between working from 9 to 5 to working from 5 until you faint. You've got to be willing to dedicate yourself to do whatever is required. A.L. Williams had a saying that I love very much. All you can do is all you can do. And all you can do is enough. But make sure you do all you can do. And so in creating your financial destiny and controlling it, it requires dedication. The next thing is system. There's no secret to success. There's a system. And you must learn the system. A lot of people say, well, I'm not a detailed person, or I never worked for a major corporation. That's what I said. I gave myself an excuse in the past for not learning the things that I needed to learn. And I never forget what my mentor said. He said, Brownie, all of us are born the same way, dumb, naked, and speechless. You can learn. Creating wealth, controlling your financial future, it requires a system. It's something you can't wing. It's something you can't do by flying by the seat of your pants. You must learn to put together a system. Have people around you who have the skills and the knowledge and the ability to put together systems that you can execute that will allow you to control your financial future. The next thing is energy. If you're casual about your dream, you will end up a casualty. It requires energy. You've got to be fired up. I call it hunger. You've got to be hungry. And when you are willing to put forth the energy, when you're willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have, the energy that you must invest is above and beyond that which is commonly accepted. And most people are low energy, flat energy. You've got to work on yourself. As you think about creating wealth, I want to ask you something. What's your strategy for being here? You got to have a strategy. See, in order to create wealth, it requires a lot of energy, a lot of work on your part, dedication on your part. So that means that you want to get a physical checkup, you want to exercise, you want to set aside time that you're going to take care of you so that you will have the energy and be able to put in the time necessary to accumulate wealth that will allow you to control your financial destiny. And the next thing is managing your time. That is managing yourself. Time is important. And so where are you putting your time? How are you using your talents, abilities, and skills? That's important to know, because whatever you're doing with your time, that tells me who you are. And so it's important to prioritize what's important to you. Because when you look at the end of the day, all of us have 24 hours. And so you've got to ask yourself, what's important? What is it that I need to do? One of the things that I encourage you to do is get a list of something that you know that if you do these things, and I'll say, let's say get a list of 7 things that you know that these are 7 action steps that will move you in the direction of your dream. Now, when you get ready to go to sleep at night, think about what is it you want to get out of the day that's coming up. The next day, most people are just trying to get through the day. You want to get something out of the day. And so you list 7 things that's important to you that would move you closer to your dream. You write those things down the night before. You read those things before going to sleep. And when you get up the next morning, you read those action steps and you start working immediately on those action steps. And don't do anything else until you have checked them all off to make sure that you've got that done. If you make a habit of doing that, of taking the 7 most important action steps that will move you closer to your dream, of the 7 steps of creating financial independence, if you do that, be surprised how fast you'll be able to reach your goal. You'll be surprised how fast you'll be able to accumulate wealth and control your financial future. You have something special. You have greatness within you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Now here's one second to the last thing. Let us say together, you got to be hungry. Hold it. Mr. Watch said, Mr. Brown, what do you want to do? Well, sir, I'd like to be a disc jockey. Mr. Brown, if you want to be a disc jockey, you got to be hungry. What do you mean by that, sir? You've got to be willing to do the things that others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. He said you got to work on yourself, develop your mind. You don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. Always strive to get on top in life, because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. You got to be hungry. I said, yes, sir, I'm hungry. I want to be a disc jockey, sir. He said, is that right? I said, yes, sir. He said, start listening to Paul Harvey. Start listening to people who are effective communicators. Be conscious of what you're saying and how you're saying it, because how you express yourself, once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. See yourself as a radio disc jockey. Start working to get sponsorship. Start creating the radio format that you want. Start developing your personality. I said, wait a minute, sir. I said, I want to be a disc jockey. I don't have a job yet. And then he quoted Whitney Young. He said, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. You got to be hungry. So I started working to develop myself and developing my communication skills. I expected to have a radio program, so I created my formats. I started learning how to write commercials and do jingles. And then I came to him one day. I said, okay, Mr. Washington. He said, okay, Mr. Brown, remember, you've got to be hungry. You don't have a college degree. You have no journalism. You have no broadcasting. This is a very crowded field. It's very, very competitive, Mr. Brown. You're going to face no and rejection every day. But if you're hungry enough, the world will make a place for you. So I went to apply for a job on Miami Beach to Milton Butterball Smith, the program director. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. You have any journalism in your background? No, sir. You have any kind of broadcasting experience? No, sir, but I've been training myself, sir. Let me audition for you. Let me show you how good I am. He said, I'm sorry, we don't have any job for you. I was discouraged. I went back and I told Mr. Washington. I said, Mr. Washington, they said no. He said, don't take it personally. Most people are so negative, they have to say no 7 times before they say yes. He said, you got to be hungry. Go back again. I said, yes, sir. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. Weren't you here yesterday? Yes, sir. Didn't I tell you no yesterday? Yes, sir. Then why are you back today? Well, sir, I didn't know whether or not somebody was laid off or somebody was fired, sir. No one was laid off. No one was fired. I came back the next day. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. I know what your name is. Weren't you here the last 3 days? Yes, sir. Didn't I tell you no the last 3 days? Yes, sir. Then why are you back today? Well, sir, I didn't know whether or not someone got sick or someone died, sir. No one got sick, no one died, no one was laid off or fired. Now, don't you come back here again. I came back the next day talking loud, looking happy, like I was seeing him for the first time. Hello, Mr. Butterball, how are you? He looked at me with rage. He says, go get me some coffee. I said, yes, sir. Sometimes you have to stoop before you conquer. You got to sacrifice before you reign. So I became the errand boy for the disc jockeys. I'll go get their lunch and their dinner, and I'd stand in the control room, and I would not leave until they would ask me to. Then pretty soon, they trusted me to pick up entertainers that came to town. Entertainers like Diana Ross and the Supremes and the Four Tops and Gladys Knight. I used to drive them all over Miami Beach in the disc jockeys' big long Cadillacs. I didn't have any driver's license, but I was driving like I had some. Then one day, I was at the radio station, and a disc jockey by the name of Rockin' Roger was drinking while he was on the air. He was slurring his words. It was obvious he was so inebriated he couldn't complete his show. And there I was looking at him through the control room window, walking back and forth, young, ready, and hungry. I was saying, drink, rock, drink. Drink, rock. I'd have gone to get him some more if he'd asked me to. Then pretty soon the phone rang. It was the general manager, and I answered the phone. I said, hello? He said, young boy, this is Mr. Klein. I said, I know. He said, Rock can't finish his program. I said, I know. He said, would you call one of the other DJs in? I said, yes, sir. I hung the phone up. I said, now he must think I'm crazy. I called my mama and my girlfriend Cassandra. Said, y'all come out on the front porch and turn up the radio. I'm about to come on air. I waited for about 20 minutes and I called him back. I said, Mr. Klein, I can't find nobody. He said, young boy, do you know how to work the controls? I said, yes, sir. He said, go in there and segue the records and don't say nothing here. I said, yes, sir. I couldn't wait to get behind that turntable. I put on a fast record. I said, look out, this is me, LB, Triple P, Les Brown, your platter playing papa. There were none before me and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single and love Domingo, certified, bona fide, indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry. I was hungry. Shake somebody's hand on your right and left and say, you gotta be hungry. There are people who come to this country who can't speak the language and they hit the ground running because they're hungry. The people that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. The people that are hungry are willing to make it okay to fail. They're risk takers. The people that are hungry are willing to reinvent themselves, to develop themselves. They know you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. The people that are hungry have goals and practical steps that they engage in and day out.
And so this conversation is about developing your superpower. In the beginning was the word. See, our parents give us our bodies and our facial features and our physical features, but God give us our voice. In the beginning was the word, and the word was God and dwelt among men. Our voice. Death and life is in the tongue. Most people speak more death than they do life. Our voice. Thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be established unto you. Oh, come on now. Come on. Our voice. You want to change your life? Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. When shall the kingdom of God come? The kingdom of God cometh not by observation. They shall say it's neither lo there, lo here. Behold, the kingdom of God is within you. It's within you. Woo, wow. Our voice, the kingdom is voice activated. That's why when you encourage someone, you stir up something in them. That's why when you speak, that you're able to ignite and release the kingdom of stories of greatness and potential and artistry, and enable them to expose themselves to a part of themselves that they can't go to by themselves, and that when you spoke, you exposed them to the kingdom of potential in them to live a larger life, to live the life that they were chosen to live their calling. A job is what you get paid for. A calling is what you're made for. Now, calling is something that you love it so much you do it for nothing, but you do it so well that people will pay you to do it. Most people are doing things just to get paid. Let me tell you something. When you do something that's you, it's a different kind of feeling. It's a different kind of experience. If you're ready to make money with your voice, with your story, with your knowledge, with your experiences, with things that you've seen, things that you have observed, I got to tell you this story. Listen, you won't believe this. This is going to blow your mind. You won't believe it, and you're going to believe it. It's shocking. It's a drop the mic moment. It's jaw dropping what I'm about to tell you right now. Just let some other people know and say, Les is about to say something that you're going to say, whoa, wow. I'm telling you, do it right now. Have somebody else. Listen to me. I will tell you this story. And I'm gonna find a way to make it work for you, all right? Okay, I thought it just dropped in my spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is primarily to men. Brothers, fathers, it's time to step up. Oh, some of you are. You provide and you protect, but far too many don't. My son, my oldest son, was working on his job. And there's a young lady that he knew that he was talking to, and a guy came by and spoke to her, and she didn't say anything. And so when she left from talking to my son, listen to me. This guy said to my son, "Hey, man, what's up with her? I've been trying to get a conversation with her, and she won't talk to me. She's ignoring me. She won't give me the time of day." And my son said, "I don't know." So when the guy walked away and she came back, because she moved deliberately, because she saw him coming over where my son and she was sitting. And so my son, Calvin, asked her, "Why did you move deliberately?" And this guy saying he's been speaking to you, but you won't give him the time of day. You know what she said? "He is the father of our son. And because he's not involved, because he doesn't come around, he doesn't remember my face." Good God from Zion. Whoa! You can't make this kind of stuff up. You can't make this up. He'd been absent. He's a sperm donor. You can't make this stuff up. He's not involved in his child's life. He's been away so long, so absent, he doesn't even remember the face of the mother of their child. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Oh, we have. Oh, boy. You can't make that up. That's heavy. That's drop the mic. You know what Tyrone said? "You about to make me cuss, Mr. Brown." If you don't know Tyrone, it's a squirrel that's outside my window. He's taught me squirrely. He doesn't know how to speak English yet, but I understand him. You know, I've been in the house too long. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, this thing called life is just too much. It's just too much. As Jerry would say. See, part of being able to change what's looking back at you in the mirror is being around the right people. That's major. Being around the right people, having the right coach, the right mentor, having a different kind of environment, having different stuff coming in your ears. Nothing gets through except through the ears and the eyes. This is a time, this place where we are, you have to create a shift in your environment. You want to create an environment deliberately that sets you up to win. If you're ready to do that, so I'm ready to win. If you're hungry, see, the reason that I put in the work to change that guy that was looking back at me in the mirror, I was hungry to win. I was a father, a husband, I had car note and mortgage note. I was hungry to know the best part of myself that I did not see yet, and I was willing to invest in me to make that happen. I didn't have the money to do it, but I couldn't afford not to do it. See, sometimes when it comes to you, you got to become a no matter what person. That whatever it takes, that you're willing to do it. And part of that is to sacrifice that. But when you start talking about how do I leave a legacy? How do I create a presence that when I die, that there will still be conversations beyond 2 weeks after I'm gone? A friend of mine died and somebody asked, hey, well, I haven't seen Marvin for a few days. Oh, Marvin's dead. He's dead. Yeah. How long he's been dead? Oh, man, about 6 months? Are you kidding me? I didn't know. You know why I didn't know? Because Marvin's life was so inconsequential. His presence was not missed. Now, most people, when they die, their presence will not be missed. But there's certain people, when they go, the word will go out. The word will go. John Lewis, oh, the word went out. Elijah Cumming, the word went out. These are some bad brothers up in here. Aunt Boo Boo, Cicely Tyson, that's what we call her, Aunt Boo Boo. Cicely Tyson, when she took her last breath, the word went out. Her presence was felt. She made an impact. Those brothers made an impact with their lives. We're here to make a difference. Make an impact. If you're ready to make an impact, if you're ready to learn how to do that, to be around the right people, to be in a community of people that will introduce you to a part of yourself that you can't discover by yourself. If you're hungry, you gotta be hungry. And this place where we are right now, you wanna make it? Some stuff's about to happen. The bottom's about to drop out. With 47 million jobs being taken over by artificial intelligence. I saw online the other day, they had a robot jumping rope. I'm not making this up. A robot jumping rope, making salads, pouring drinks. Excuse me? I'm not making this up. This is the time you have to reinvent yourself to stay ahead of technology. This is the time you want to give yourself a competitive edge, because that's what you have to do. If you're around people who are on the same level that you are, who have not done what you've done, that you can't learn from, if you're around people who don't lift your spirit, people who don't inspire you, people who don't hold you accountable, people who don't challenge you, people that you can't learn by, you earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. You around me, you learn how to earn $70,000 an hour or more. Why? Because of the relationship. People rub off on you. Sidney Poitier, I love to talk about him in the book called The Measure of a Man. When you go for a walk with somebody, something happens. Either they adjust to your pace or you adjust to their pace. Whose pace have you adjusted to? And most of us have been adjusting to the pace of people below us, people who have no goals, people who have no dreams, people who are doing the same thing day in and day out. No sense of responsibility, no commitment to their children, no idea of building a vision and living from a life of legacy. When they die and they take their last breath, rather than leaving a legacy, they leave liabilities. Oh, help me, Lord. Can you believe that? This guy trying to have a conversation with a woman and ask my son, when he comes back over, why won't she talk to me? What's up with her? She's stuck up for something? And when my son asked her when she came back, when he left, what's up? What, you don't like him? Well, I know him very well. We had a baby together. And because he doesn't come around, because he never came back once I called him and said, I'm pregnant, he doesn't even remember how I look. And he's never seen his son, our son. I have nothing to say. Whew. As my mother would say, do Jesus. That's what baby Brown would say. I think I'm gonna land this plane.
ladies and gentlemen, if your mornings feel frantic and your mind starts racing the moment you wake up, it's more than just fatigue. It's a sign you're misaligned. That tension you feel early on isn't simply a bad mood. It disrupts your momentum. When stress and pressure are the first things on your mind, that energy colors every choice you make, every task you face, and every person you interact with. But it doesn't have to be this way. Beginning your day with calm, clarity, and intention transforms everything. Your thinking becomes sharper. Instead of reacting to life, you begin to lead it. You move with purpose, with direction, and that's when progress is made, not in chaos, but in the calm before it. In a few moments, you'll learn how to create a peaceful, intentional morning routine, one that clears mental clutter, strengthens focus, and sets a positive tone for the day. A morning rooted in purpose. Each sunrise offers a decision. Start with direction or drift without it. Those who rise without purpose often fall into reaction. Their emotions shift based on headlines, weather, or someone else's priorities. They're pulled by the current, waiting for good things to happen, never steering toward a goal. They wake up late, scramble through their routine, and wonder why life feels unmanageable. But those who wake with intention live differently. They treat their mornings as meaningful. They reflect, visualize, journal, and plan. They remind themselves why they started. They fuel their inner drive. They don't wake just to end sleep. They wake to move toward a vision. They already know where they're headed because they've imagined it long before the day began. Clarity brings power, and that clarity is born in the stillness of morning. When the world is quiet and your thoughts are undisturbed, you can hear your inner voice, the one that speaks truth, the one that remembers your dreams. In this hour, you return to your core, away from outside expectations and distractions. Their mornings were not filled with noise, they were filled with resolve. They didn't wake up to react to the world, they woke up to lead their life. He woke up each day to shape his world. And that's what truly sets extraordinary lives apart from the ordinary. A life of greatness isn't built in sudden, dramatic events. It's formed through consistent daily choices. And among those, none are more important than how you begin your morning. Ask yourself honestly, what do your mornings say about your life? Are they chaotic, rushed, and without direction? Or are they calm, focused, and filled with purpose? Don't wait for inspiration to come from outside. Create mornings that inspire you from within. Before you rise tomorrow, take a moment to pause, close your eyes, and picture the kind of day you want. Imagine yourself moving with clarity, speaking with certainty, and acting with purpose. Feel the energy of your vision drawing you forward. Let that image guide your mindset. Then rise, not slowly or passively, but with urgency and intention. Because the world doesn't need more people drifting through life. It needs people who are alert, clear-minded, and on fire with purpose. You're the one steering the ship. Your morning is your vessel, and today is the sea. Choose your direction before the world chooses it for you. Now think about the impact of starting your day by reviewing specific, meaningful goals. Before the noise enters your world, before distractions scatter your attention, take a few quiet minutes to reconnect with what truly matters. That one act of intention, setting goals, can shift the entire course of your life. Success isn't accidental. It's not a gift or a lucky break. It's the result of repeated, intentional action. Those who achieved great things didn't rely on chance. They approached each day with purpose. Their goals weren't vague ideas. They were clear, practical, and written down. Each one was a step toward a future they could see. Writing down your goals does something powerful. You're not just making a list. You're making a promise to your future self. It's a declaration of intent. Goals aren't wishes, they're decisions. And when you follow through on them, they become your reality. The difference between mediocrity and mastery often comes down to one thing: reviewing your goals daily. Not every now and then, every single morning. Picture yourself doing this. You take out your journal or a notebook. You write down 3 or 4 key actions that matter most today. You picture them being completed. You feel the progress. You feel the pride. That simple morning habit doesn't just help you stay focused. It activates your subconscious mind. It puts your brain on alert for opportunities blocks distractions, and gives you the energy to move forward. This isn't just motivation, it's how your brain works. The human mind is wired to seek goals. Give it a clear target, especially one backed by writing and visualization, and it begins working on your behalf. It filters information, influences your decisions, and sharpens your focus. It's like turning on an inner compass, always pointing you toward where you want to go. The people who use this method knew that breakthroughs don't come out of nowhere. They come from clarity, repeated every morning. Their achievements weren't bursts of genius. They were the result of structured, focused, daily habits. So what's stopping you from doing the same? You don't need to invent something world-changing. You just need to decide that your mornings matter. That before the day tries to take over your attention, you'll take charge of your direction. Write your goals every morning, not just the big long-term ones. The small, actionable steps you can take today. Ask yourself, what needs to get done today? What single action will push you forward? And after writing, don't stop there, see it. Picture yourself completing it. See yourself sending that email, finishing that project, making that call, going for that walk, reading that page. The clearer the image, the stronger your motivation, because your subconscious can't tell the difference between imagination and reality. It responds to clarity, emotion, and repetition. That's why top athletes visualize success, why elite performers rehearse their best moments before stepping into the spotlight. You're no different. Your life is your performance space. So ask yourself again, what are your goals today? Are they clearly written? Are they actionable, specific, and meaningful? Or are they just ideas floating around? Waiting for the right time. Stop waiting. Create the moment. A daily goal-setting habit isn't just a tool, it's a statement. It says who you are and who you are becoming. These small decisions add up. One day builds on the next. Weeks become months, and before long, you've built something incredible. Not by luck, but through conscious effort. The future doesn't appear fully formed. It's created each morning in quiet intention with your pen and your vision. So begin as others did, with clarity, determination, and the decision not to drift. You already hold the power. Use it. Write your goals. Visualize their completion. Then step into the day and bring them to life. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in a successful life. It's a silent engine behind every achievement, the invisible push that turns effort into progress. And it begins the moment you open your eyes. Those early hours aren't just about getting started. They shape the energy you carry all day. Start your day with power and you set off a chain reaction. History shows us that the most productive people didn't get ahead by luck. They built momentum through action. Hour by hour, decision by decision. Their edge was simple, early morning focus. Long before the world stirred, they were already moving. They didn't just think about plans, they acted on them. Starting your day with intention builds speed. That first task, especially if it's challenging, becomes your launch pad. It sends a message to your mind. I'm in control. I make progress. And once you get that first win, the rest of your day starts to follow. You carry that sense of accomplishment like a light, energizing everything else you do. Now imagine the difference. One person drifts through the morning, eating in a rush, checking their phone, and feeling behind. Another wakes up with a plan, finishes their hardest task early, and walks into the day already winning. Who feels more confident? Who's better prepared to handle what's ahead? That's the power of momentum. Once it starts, it carries you forward with less resistance. And there's a reason for that. When you complete something meaningful early in the day, your brain rewards you. It releases dopamine, the chemical that drives motivation. You don't just feel accomplished, you feel capable. And that energy flows into everything else. Even routine tasks feel sharper. You move with clarity. And maybe most importantly, you feel lighter because you're no longer weighed down by something undone. Facing your biggest challenge early removes that pressure. You're free to focus, to engage fully, and to build forward motion. This is the simple, powerful truth. Your morning momentum determines your day's direction. Don't leave it to chance. Choose to move, to act, to begin strong, and everything else will begin to shift with it. Instead of starting your day with stress, replace it with a small, solid win. That simple shift moves you from a defensive mindset to an active, focused one. And that change can reshape how the rest of your day unfolds. Winning the morning isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's choosing action over hesitation. discipline over delay, momentum over worry. It's about creating consistent movement that eventually becomes your daily rhythm and in time your identity. One small act of courage in the early hours can ripple into major progress by evening. So ask yourself, what's your first challenge? Is it a difficult conversation you've been avoiding? A demanding project that needs deep focus? A workout that pushes you out of your comfort zone? Whatever it is, tackle it first, not later, not when things feel easier. First, because the truth is waiting doesn't make hard things easier, it makes them heavier. The longer you avoid them, the more they drain your energy and attention. But when you face them early, you lift that burden off your shoulders and free up mental space. Let your morning be a message. I'm not waiting for motivation. I'm creating it. So that's it, because how you start determines how far you'll go. Your energy, focus, and drive all begin with a single decision. And the most powerful one is to start strong. Win the morning and you set yourself up to win the day. Life will challenge you, often without warning, but hidden in that truth is a gift. Each morning brings a new chance to build resilience. It's not just another sunrise, it's a chance to prepare your mind and body for whatever lies ahead. Few understood this better than one of history's great wartime leaders, who remained steady through some of the darkest hours the world has ever seen. His strength didn't appear overnight. It was built on discipline, focus, and a refusal to back down. His mornings weren't passive, they were intentional. He started each day not out of routine, but out of readiness for the weight of responsibility. Resilience isn't something only a few people are born with. It's a skill, a strength you develop every time you challenge yourself. And just like any skill, it grows through repetition. Every morning, you're given an opportunity to strengthen that inner resolve. Do you take it? Start by embracing small challenges with purpose. Take the cold shower. Go for a walk when staying still would be easier. Finish what you start. These may seem like minor acts, but they are powerful declarations to yourself. I am capable, disciplined, and willing to do the hard things others avoid. In discomfort, your strength is shaped. Those who are truly resilient don't wait for adversity to hit before preparing. They build their strength daily. When life throws something unexpected, they don't ask, why me? They ask, what now? That mindset shift is the core of mental strength. It's not about being untouched by struggle, it's about not breaking under it. Challenges aren't roadblocks, they're necessary steps on your path. When you start your day ready for whatever comes, you no longer resist difficulty, you transform it. So you watch the videos in your feed that you think aren't doable. You watch the videos that are unsafe. This is where character is built, not in comfort, but in perseverance. Make this your daily practice. Before the noise and demands of the world begin, take a moment with yourself. Breathe, reflect, ask, what can I do today to grow stronger? Then do it. Don't wait for the perfect moment, it's already here. Whether it's a difficult decision, an uncomfortable task, or choosing patience over impulse, lean into it. Understand that resilience isn't found in dramatic acts. It's built through quiet choices. It's rising when staying down is easier, it's continuing when quitting feels tempting, it's holding steady when life tries to shake you. Success is never final and failure is rarely fatal. What counts most is the courage to continue. And that courage is cultivated every morning. It begins the moment you choose how to meet the day. The strength you develop early stands by you when things get hard. It reminds you who you are when life tries to make you forget. It won't remove difficulty, but it will make you ready. And when challenges do come, and they will, you won't fold, you'll rise already prepared. Because resilience will no longer be something you look for, it will be something you've built, one morning at a time. Every morning you face a choice. Allow the day to shape you, or use the morning to build strength. Choose the second. Let every sunrise be your opportunity to prepare. Let every challenge be part of your training. Let every bit of discomfort serve your growth. Resilience isn't something you find, it's something you create, day after day. Your beliefs shape your world. The results you achieve, the limits you perceive, and the challenges you face, they all begin in your thoughts. It's not the external world that defines your success. It's the beliefs you carry into each day. One of the most influential minds in history once said, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. That simple truth holds the key to personal achievement. Success didn't come to him because he had more advantages. It came because he believed it was possible. Belief was the engine. Discipline was the steering wheel. Each day offers a blank page. And what you write on it starts not with action, but with belief. Before setting goals or diving into tasks, align your mind with the idea that success is possible, that you are capable. Start each morning by affirming that belief, not with empty words, but with conviction. Say it out loud if needed. I am capable. I am focused. I can succeed. I overcome challenges. I bring value. This isn't arrogance. It's alignment. You're aligning your inner reality with the life you want to create. Because if your mind is full of doubt and fear, it will quietly hold you back. But if it's filled with confidence and direction, it becomes your strongest ally. Morning affirmations aren't just motivational quotes. They are instructions to your subconscious. When spoken with emotion and repetition, they rewire your brain. They shift you from someone who hopes to someone who knows. Belief won't make things easy, but it will help you persist. It gives meaning to struggle and makes setbacks part of the process, not the end. When belief is strong, failure becomes feedback. You stop asking, can I? And start asking, how will I? Think of those who have left a mark on history. They were doubted, challenged, and criticized, but they had belief. And that belief, reinforced every morning, carried them through obstacles that would have broken others. They didn't just show up and work. They believed. And that belief powered their discipline. When you start your day with belief in yourself, you stop looking for outside approval. You stop waiting for perfect timing. You stop needing reassurance. Instead, you create momentum from within. You clear your thoughts and walk into the day with direction. The mind doesn't distinguish between imagined reality and actual experience. What you visualize and emotionally affirm, it accepts. So if you fill your mind with belief, your actions will follow. You'll see more opportunities. You'll stay committed. You'll resist giving up. But if you feed your mind with doubt each morning, you're planting weeds in the space where confidence should grow. Your morning is your mental training ground. It's where you decide the person you'll be and the life you'll build. Don't leave your future to chance. Claim it. Speak life into it. Declare your intentions with conviction. Let belief guide your steps, because in the end, your reality is not shaped by fate. It's crafted by belief. And belief starts with a decision. It's a choice you must make every single morning. So choose wisely, choose strength, choose clarity, choose to believe, and watch how your world transforms in response. Passion fuels remarkable achievement. And when you choose passion, your life and your world transforms in response. Passion fuels it's the quiet fire behind bold actions and meaningful pursuits. Without it, even the most carefully designed path can feel empty. But with passion, every moment gains meaning, every challenge becomes tolerable, and each morning becomes a new chance to rise. One of the world's most iconic creators didn't build his dream world with plans alone. He built it with vision, relentless drive, and passion that wouldn't quit. Before the amusement parks, the animations, or the legendary characters, there was simply a man with an idea, so vivid that no obstacle could silence it. His mornings weren't filled with hesitation, they were filled with purpose. Each day, he reminded himself of the joy and wonder he wanted to share with the world. You have that spark too. Maybe it's been buried under routine or dulled by the weight of responsibility, but it's still there, and each morning offers you the chance to reignite it. Ask yourself, why did I begin this journey? What vision once stirred my soul? What legacy do I want to leave behind? These aren't idle questions. They're the ones that reconnect you with what matters. Because when passion is nurtured, it has the power to transform even the most ordinary days into meaningful adventures. Before the demands of the day begin, take time to reconnect with your purpose. Revisit your dream. Say it aloud. See it in your mind. Remind yourself of the lives you hope to impact, the change you want to create, the story you're writing with each decision. Passion isn't always loud, It's often steady, quiet, and personal. But when you feed it daily, it becomes a driving force. It's what keeps you going when motivation fades. It's what gives meaning to effort, even on difficult days. Think of passion as a fire. Left alone, it dims. But tended to each morning, it grows stronger, spreading energy and light through everything you do. This is why your morning matters, not just for the goals you write down, but for the emotion behind them. Passion is the why behind the what. Setbacks will come. Long days will test you. But when your purpose is strong, those tests lose their power. You're not just working for a paycheck. You're building something with meaning. You're chasing something bigger than yourself. A famous creator once said, "All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them." And where does that courage begin? In passion, the kind you reconnect with every morning. So before the world gets loud, give yourself a few minutes. Reflect on your mission. Feel the emotion behind your goal. Let that feeling shape your attitude and guide your first step. Because when passion becomes part of your daily routine, it awakens a force that's real, powerful, and unstoppable. It will encourage you in moments of doubt. It will echo in your victories. It will make you more resilient, more focused, and more fulfilled. Every great story was fueled by passion, and yours is no different. Begin your mornings not just with tasks, but with meaning. Let passion pulse through your morning, stoke that fire, and let it move you toward your purpose. Because a life powered by passion is a life that can't be held back. Make it a commitment to learn something new each morning. In the quiet hours before the world stirs, you have the opportunity to grow. There is no better investment than the one you make in your own mind. And one of the most powerful habits you can build is the discipline to learn daily with intention, curiosity, and consistency. One of history's greatest leaders didn't rise from wealth or access. He rose from persistence. He spent his mornings reading, reflecting, and absorbing the ideas that would one day shape a nation. His insight didn't come from privilege. It came from practice. He understood that every morning was a moment to expand his thinking and sharpen his vision. You don't need grand resources to follow that path. What you need is the willingness to show up. Open a book, ask a new question, feed your curiosity. The world's best learners aren't defined by degrees. They're defined by how they think. They look at each morning and ask, what can I explore today? Whether it's a few pages of a book, a new skill, or a different perspective. When you choose to learn, you send a powerful signal to your mind, I am still growing. That mindset is your edge in a world that never stops changing. Learning in the morning doesn't just build knowledge, it builds focus, it sharpens your attention. It creates energy that drives the rest of your day. And most importantly, it keeps you humble. The learner's mindset knows that no matter how far you've come, there's always more to understand. Think of your mind like a blade. It dulls without care, but when you sharpen it every morning, it stays powerful, focused, and ready. With just a few minutes of learning each day, you become more effective in your work, more insightful in conversation, and more resilient in challenges. In today's world, adaptability isn't optional, it's essential. And learning is the foundation of that adaptability. The more you grow, the more you can shift when needed. The more knowledge you collect, the more confident you become in unfamiliar situations. Those who stop learning become stuck. Those who keep learning become unstoppable. So create the habit. Set aside 10, 15, even 20 minutes each morning. Choose your material, whether it's a biography, a new language, philosophy, or practical advice. Don't just read, engage. Take notes, reflect, apply. Let learning be a living part of your day. Growth isn't something that happens by accident. It happens in moments of quiet intention. Each morning, when you sit down to learn, you're shaping the person you're becoming. You're designing your future, one idea at a time. So ask yourself, what did I learn today? How did I expand my thinking? What insight will I carry into the day? One of history's great minds didn't grow into greatness in one day. It was a result of daily learning, steady curiosity, and reflection. His mornings weren't spent on distractions. They were moments of transformation. Let your mornings be the same. Wake up not just your body, but your mind. Build the habit Embrace the mindset, and you'll watch each morning add new layers of strength, wisdom, and legacy. Because the person who learns every morning is the person who leads every day. Adaptability is what defines your strength during adversity. Life rarely follows the script. The unexpected doesn't check your calendar. It arrives without warning, and when it does, it demands your response. In those moments, it's not just power that carries you forward, it's flexibility. The ability to adjust, to bend without breaking, to move without losing focus is what separates those who thrive from those who stall. History shows us that successful people didn't win because everything went right. They won because they adapted when things went wrong. They didn't fight change. They adjusted to it and moved forward. They mastered this mindset. They understood that unpredictability isn't a threat. It's an opportunity, an invitation to grow, to adapt, and to rise. When markets shifted, trends faded, and crises emerged, they didn't collapse. They endured. Why? Because they trained themselves to respond thoughtfully rather than react emotionally. They learned to see potential where others saw problems. Your morning routine should include this kind of training. Every morning isn't just a fresh start, it's preparation for the unknown. In the stillness of early hours, you can strengthen mental flexibility. Ask yourself, what might test me today and how will I respond with calm and clarity? Visualize yourself staying grounded through unexpected situations. Prepare not just for smooth success, but for resilience in the face of disruption. Adaptability starts with how you think. If you see change as a threat, you'll resist it. But if you see it as guidance, you'll welcome it. The most successful people don't just survive change, they use it. They don't cling to outdated plans, they adjust and create better ones, more in tune with the present. Teach your mind to recognize opportunity hidden inside difficulty. When something catches you off guard, pause, don't panic. Ask yourself, what lesson is here? What advantage might I find in this challenge? This way of thinking doesn't come naturally, it comes through practice. And the ideal time to practice is in the morning, before outside demands take over. Imagine stepping into your day ready not just for what you expect, but also for the unexpected. That's real strength. That's real freedom. When you train your mind to be adaptable, you stop dreading change, you start using it to your benefit, you stay light on your feet, you move with your environment, not against it. So make this part of your morning rhythm. Think about moments where you grew because things didn't go as planned. Write down one way you'll stay flexible today. Remind yourself, you don't need to control everything, you need clarity. With clarity of purpose and mindset, you can handle anything that comes your way. Life will keep testing you, plans will shift, people may let you down, circumstances will surprise you. But if you begin each morning with an open mind and a willingness to adapt, you won't just survive, you will evolve. Let challenges become your training ground. Let setbacks lead to comebacks. Growth comes through adaptability. And when you grow, you lead. When you lead through uncertainty, you become unstoppable. See change not as a threat, but as a lesson. Begin every day ready to adjust, to move, to rise, because adaptability doesn't just keep you going, it helps you thrive. And that's the true measure of lasting success. Gratitude is a mindset that shapes how you see your world. Your experience of life is determined less by what happens and more by how you interpret it. And gratitude is the lens that brings clarity, warmth, and meaning to that view. Start your morning by focusing on what's good, and you'll shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. A well-known leader once practiced this deeply. Even in the face of hardship and uncertainty, she focused on what remained true, beautiful, and worth appreciating. That habit didn't just boost her mood, it made her stronger. It gave her the foundation to lead with empathy, to speak with conviction, and to make a lasting impact. Her resilience was rooted in gratitude. You have access to that same strength. Before your day gets busy, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, what do I have today that I once wished for? What little things bring me peace or joy? What lessons have I gained from past struggles? These reflections reframe your experience, not as one filled with burdens, but as one rich with blessings. Gratitude is more than a momentary feeling. It's a way of seeing. When you focus on what's working, you retrain your brain to notice the good. You stop taking life for granted. You become more present, more grounded, more alive. And this mindset brings real benefits. Studies show that gratitude can reduce stress, improve sleep, and increase happiness. Why? Because it shifts your attention from what's missing to what matters. It silences the voice of self-criticism and awakens a deeper sense of calm. Gratitude also transforms relationships. When you genuinely appreciate the people around you, you deepen your connection. You listen with more care, you forgive more easily, and you show up with more kindness. Gratitude strengthens bonds because it reminds us that we're not alone and that others matter. Even setbacks lose their sharpness when viewed through this lens. A delay becomes patience. A failure becomes feedback. A challenge becomes a chance to learn. Gratitude rewrites the story. Make it part of your morning habit. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. They don't have to be big. Often the smallest things carry the most impact. A peaceful walk, a warm drink, a quiet moment. Let those thoughts guide your mindset for the day. Gratitude is magnetic. It draws more of what you focus on. And when you focus on what's already working, you naturally create more of it. So before your feet hit the floor, take a breath and give thanks. You may not be able to control everything around you, but you can choose how you experience it. Begin your day in gratitude, and you begin it from a place of power. And from that place, success comes more naturally. The world remembers those who take action. Great innovators didn't just dream, they acted. Every morning, they moved closer to their goals and created the legacies we now celebrate. Your actions today will define your future. Each morning, ask yourself, how will what I do today impact my legacy?
Where's my focus going? I can always be upset about something. Where do you tend to focus more? Your past, your present, or your future? We all spend all 3, but where do you spend more of your time? Most of us who are achievers tend to focus on the future, but all the joy is in the present. The majority of people spend a lot of time in the past, and the problem is you can't change it. You're constantly focused on what's missing versus what you have. You're focused on what you can't control. And there's 2 worlds, right? The external world, the internal world. We can't control the external world, we can influence it. The part we can control is what's going on inside of us. And that we can control what we focus on. We can control the meaning. We can decide the meaning. We're the meaning makers, and we can decide what to do. And when we make those 3 decisions, we're in control of our life, and all the anxiety and bullshit tends to go away, especially if we're trying to do that to serve something more than ourselves. Because you can't serve something more than yourself and not benefit. When you want some self-esteem, do something worthwhile beyond just yourself. We all know the 2 emotions that destroy your relationship, your business, your life, it's fear and anger. Those are 2 extremes. You can't be grateful and fearful simultaneously. You can't be angry and grateful simultaneously. But like you look at somebody like Steph Curry, and you see this guy, to shoot the ball from almost half court. So he doesn't even look. He turns around and just waves because he knows it's in already. And there's swish, and the crowd goes crazy. And people look at that and go, he's unbelievable. He's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. He's the greatest 3-point shooter in history. There's no one like him. But what they don't pay attention to is that isn't like a little gift. He shoots 500 shots every single day, never less than that, 7 days a week. For more than 15 years, his 15-year professional career, he's been doing it since before he was in college. His dad really trained him. So think of that, 3,500 shots a week, 168,000 shots in a year, 2 million shots in his 15-year NBA career, so he can make 3,600 shots. Not even 1/10%. I tell people, you get rewarded in public for what you practice in private. I think everything happens for a reason. I think there's a higher purpose. I think it's my job to find it. I think that life happens for us, not to us, but it's our job to figure it out. You're going to battle with internal things within you and external things. But if you keep going, you're going to eventually slay your dragons and you come out and the hero of your own life and you have something to share that isn't bullshit. It's not something you read somewhere. It's something you've lived.
Something you are.
And everybody can feel you've lived it because it's a different level of ownership, you know? And then, by the way, as soon as you do that, it happens again. You know, you're called on another journey. You have a new level of challenge that you need to go on. It just never ends, but it makes life really, really beautiful.
How can people who are always very hard on themselves learn to build up their self-esteem a little bit more?
I don't know if self-esteem is the answer. You know, I don't think it's bad to be hard on yourself, as long as you also celebrate when the victories happen. But, you know, so many people will tell you, I have poor self-esteem because when I was a kid, people said this to me and that to me. And it's convenient that we remember those things and not the positive things that also occur, obviously. But I think it's more important is to realize that self-esteem is earned. It's only earned by you with yourself. You're not going to get self-esteem because everybody praises you. Someone can tell you your whole life that you're brilliant, you're a genius, you're beautiful, you're handsome, and you not believe it. Someone can tell you, you know, you're a piece of crap and you're never going to become anything. And there's a part of you can say, I'll show you, as many people have, and then they develop drive out of it, right? So it's really, self-esteem comes from doing incredibly difficult things where you know you pushed yourself. It's not virtue signaling. It's not telling people about it. It's what you know inside your soul is true. And the more you do things that are incredibly difficult, and especially things that are meaningful, meaning they're not just about yourself, the higher that esteem would be. I think the most important thing for self-esteem is to find something you care about more than yourself. If you find something you care about more than you won't be thinking about yourself all the time, and all your self-esteem just goes out the window. The real question is, what do you want? If you want an extraordinary life, my definition of that is life on your terms. Some people, it's 3 beautiful children, a white picket fence. Some people, it's building a multi-billion-dollar business. Somebody else, it's writing poetry. Instead of looking for somebody else, it's like, okay, what do you really want from your life? And aligning yourself with moving forward towards what you really want. If you can do that in a way that also you feel is serving others simultaneously, there's a sense of meaning in life that can't be replaced by self-esteem or praise or compliments or being nice to yourself. And I don't think it's bad to be tough on yourself. I'm pretty tough on myself, I'll be honest with you. Being overly tough on yourself usually comes by making comparisons that don't make sense. You're comparing to somebody else's life that has a totally different path, a totally different experience. We all develop in different stages and different things. We all want different things. But eventually you wake up and say, it's good to be strong with yourself, but beating yourself up just lowers your energy. And when your energy gets lower, you produce less. And you don't have the same level of joy. You don't have the impact that you want to have, nor do you have the excitement that you really want to have. So I look at it as something that it's worth earning your own self-esteem, but it's really not the secret. The secret is find something else you obsess about more than yourself, and you'll have a level of energy that will compel you over the long term. When I began with a fuel, which was like, I'm gonna show them it was anger that drove me. I'm just gonna show you type of thing. But that fuel doesn't last. And then the next fuel that people tend to use is, I gotta succeed. But there's a little fear underneath that's driving them, which is like, what if I don't? Versus a knowing, it's like, if you give your all every day, your gifts will make room for you. And it's like having a knowingness that things are going to be fine. And then there's the next level, which is you start to know who you are and you're not trying to prove it to yourself or other people. And it's just, you just want to help. It's the difference between what I would call push motivation and pull, right? Push is, I'm going to make this happen. And it takes tremendous willpower. And I know you have plenty of willpower. I do as well. But there's a limit to willpower, but there's no limit to pull. Pull is when there's something magnificent that you want to serve, something that you've got an obsession for, to create or to do or make happen. And that you don't lose that energy. You don't lose those components, and you're able to laugh and enjoy along the way. I think it's important to realize wherever focus goes, energy flows. It's corny, but it's true, right? In fact, maybe an easier way of saying it is, we don't experience life. None of us do. We experience the life we focus on. So in any moment, what's wrong is always available. So is what's right. So it's not about being positive. It's about being intelligent. You got to look at the impact of what you're believing. And you got to look at and say, where's my focus going? I can always be upset about something. I can always find something to be joyous or at least grateful for, which leads to joy. And I think it's learning to discipline your disappointments, not allow them to grow and to move on and to use whatever life has given you. You can make some simple patterns and change your whole life. Focus. The minute you focus on something, your brain has to decide, what does it mean? And meaning is what creates emotion, and emotion is where your life is, right? And so the quality of your life is the quality of your emotions. We all have a pattern of focusing on what we have and at times on what's missing. Which one do you think most people spend more time focusing on, what they have or what's missing? You can engineer your life to have more happiness, but I think the real challenge is thinking so hardly about being taken seriously just represents your fears, right? It's like, I think spiritual development, when people talk about spiritual, not religious development, spiritual development is the level of comfort you can have with just being your real self. And I think that's not an easy task, because we all are trying to be something, but we already are that something we're trying to be. That doesn't mean you can't be better, but it's like accepting and appreciating what you really are, and instead of projecting, something else, takes a lot of pain out of your body, takes a lot of wasted energy out. It gets a lot of fears to just disappear. And I don't have an easy path for that. I think it's the hero's journey. I feel if I work my ass off, now I've done my part, okay, now come through me, let's do this, and it tends to flow.
Life happens to me, or I happen to life, but life happens for me.
Yes,
is
not to me.
Yeah, is a wonderful reframe.
Yeah, I really believe it. But you got to dig for it. It's not easy.
But it's got to be earned, right? Like wishing for confidence without competence is just delusion. You have no evidence to say that you can do this thing.
If you want freedom, if you value freedom, you can't possibly have it as long as you play the victim role. None of that makes you who you are. None of that controls where you are in your life. It's like, have you ever had something happen in your life that was horrible? I mean, it was painful. You'd never want to go through it again in a million years. You wouldn't want anybody else to go through it that you care about. But after 5 or 10 years, you look back and you say, I never want to go through it again, but now I see the wisdom in it.
I'm glad.
It's like it made me care so much more. It made me so much stronger. It made something in me more. I mean, I'm sure you can relate to that, can't you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you don't really realize it's just life. And then you learn a little bit more about yourself and you start to realize, well, look at all of the ways that I've had to compensate for that. Look at all of the ways that it's held me back. Look at all of the beliefs that I have about myself. And God, if only that hadn't happened, then I would be here, or I would be there. And then you realize, well, the light side of all of that dark stuff is usually the stuff that I'm most proud of myself for.
Yes.
So the fact that you were maybe a little bit alone in childhood means that you're very self-sufficient when you're an adult. Or the fact that you didn't have anybody to support you means that you have no concern about working on your own and continuing to take a bet on yourself, so on and so forth. So you end up having this really strange loop where you go from unconscious incompetence in that you've somehow been through something that you really hate, to this sort of awareness of how it's held you back, to this awareness of how it's propelled you. And then you have to get to this really difficult place, which is, okay, so this is a thing that I kind of wish hadn't happened, and yet I'm grateful that it did. And it's like a psychological superposition that you need to hold in your head at the same time. You can't collapse it down into one. You need to hold both of these things. It's like, yeah, that's fucked. Like, that shouldn't have happened. I really wish that. And had you have been able to see you, had you at 36 have been able to see you at 12, you'd have picked them up and given them a hug and said, I believe in you, and you don't deserve this. But it needs to happen to you.
It was meant to be. Now, I don't believe like everything's meant to be. I think situations are meant to be, and then it's our job to choose how we're going to use them or be used by them, right? I think that's the difference. But I think, we get easy times and tough times. Why is that important? It is incredibly peaceful if you've done the job in the beginning, because you know who you are. Now you have an amazing life.